Welcome to the Truerotarian Podcast. This podcast is specially designed for all the true Rotarians by a true Rotarian.
So I decided to make a film called Neckline. It's a 5-minute film. It's very experimental and it had no commercial vision. And it was a college project. It was something that I really wanted to say. It's a story of 5 different women from different parts of the world.
I think I've seen that.
And it's very, very eccentric, eclectic, whatever. But I just had the desire to make it. The first version of it was deleted by mistake by the editor. All the footage was lost. It took me 2 years to make this again.
Oh my God.
So I made it better. I fundraised. You all generously donated, supported, and I got the best crew from Hollywood. I had a team of 35 women, and I'd never made a film because I was an actor. So I learned a lot in that process. A lot of beautiful women, I think from 10 different countries, came and supported the film.
The art of being beautiful. How did you decide on this subject and things like that?
Yeah, I'm beautyfool. So there is one song and dance I do that I wrote in the middle of the play.
Okay.
So I'll say 2 lines from there.
Please.
Ooh, so graceful, delightful, wonderful, mindful, such a fool.
Welcome to Rotarian Podcast, a podcast where we talk about stories of service and voices of change which can make a difference in our society to make a strong community and a strong Bharat. Today, we are going to explore a very fascinating subject, which is effective communication through art. Ladies and gentlemen, art is not just about entertainment alone. It is about expression. It's about emotion. It's about empathy. It can move people to action, heal hearts, and inspire communities like we do in Rotary. To discuss this topic, we have a very brilliant young artist who I know her for the last many years, and I've had the pleasure of seeing her grow from a young girl to a very smart and fantastic person and a great actor. Her name is Vidushi Chadha, an actor, spoken word performer, and acting coach whose journey spans from India to Los Angeles. Vidushi holds an MFA in acting from California University of Arts, which in other words it's called CalArts, where she underwent a rigorous 3-year training in learning the nuances of acting in a theatre. She's also trained in Shakespearean acting at Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts, which is called RADA, in London. Has collaborated with renowned theatre companies in India and abroad. With over a decade of acting experience, Vidushi is a visiting faculty member in National School of Drama, Delhi Drama School, Actor Prepares, Academy of Learning Arts. She has facilitated acting workshops in Rangshila Theatre in Mumbai and Shruti Mahajan Casting Company. She's also an acting coach for Dove India TV commercial and won Kane's Lion Award. Ladies and gentlemen, her biodata is very long and very intensive. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the biodata in the description box. You please see the details there. In the meantime, let's welcome Vidushi Chadha to True Rotarian Podcast.
Thank you.
Vidushi, thank you so much for coming and finding time to come on a True Rotarian Podcast.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. And I'm very excited to be here. And you actually really flattered me with that introduction. So it's truly my pleasure. And thank you to all who are here and watching this podcast. I'm very excited to be sharing my experience and talking to Hemant ji today.
All right. Have you seen True Rotarian Podcast?
Yes, yes.
What do you have to say about that?
I feel like it's a beautiful concept, and my life has been entrenched in Rotary because of my parents, and my relationship with Rotary is since before I was even born, I would say.
Yes.
But I was telling my father this yesterday only, that I think now I realize, now after so many years, because I've reached a point of being able to see from a macro view of what Rotary actually is and how it contributes to society, and what the Rotarians actually, each and every individual makes up the organization and makes it so beautiful. So knowing about them through your podcast is been very enlightening. Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Uh, Basically, Rotary does so much of good work. So I thought in case we make a podcast, we'll be able to inspire many people to also join hands to giving back to our society.
Right.
Well, thank you once again, Vidushi. And let's dive into your subject straight away.
Sure.
You traveled from India to Los Angeles with a focus in mind to learn acting in theater. What drew this particular decision and drew you towards taking this bold decision and go all the way to Los Angeles?
So I think the journey has not been linear. It has kind of been many different. You know how you have that pinball? Have you seen that machine? The game. And so one of the flaps pushes the ball, and the ball is just trying not to fall. But it has been like that, but a very enthusiastic journey from my side. I feel I did not know I wanted to act till I was, in college. So it was never something I had dreamt of as a child. I was dancing, I was always performing, I was always looking forward to expressing myself in some form. And my mother is a singer. She sings very well. And, art was a very important part of my life, performing art especially. But when I went to college, I went to SRCC to do BCom honors. And the first thing, my mom told me, she's a professor there, that, don't join the Dramatic Society. They never come to class. You will not be able to attend class. But when I saw the Dramatic Society there, I fell in love with them. I fell in love with the way they were walking. I was absolutely in awe with all of those people. And I said, I want to do this. And I went through series of auditions, and I got cast in my first play as a lead. We were doing a comedy, black comedy, a British comedy adapted into Indian setting. And that opened up my life. And not only in ways of as a performer, but as a person. And I actually had written something that time, which, I wanted to share here today.
Please go ahead.
So it's a poem I wrote, and I found it before the podcast yesterday to actually go back to why I started acting. And it's because it gave me freedom. I wrote, I have this very peculiar laugh, which is like a horse. When my true genuine laughter, it that is how it is. So I wrote a poem called I Laugh Like a Horse.
Okay.
It's just few lines. I laugh like a horse, more like a mule. It sometimes resembles neighing and sometimes braying, high-pitched with short gulps of breath that create a hiccup-like sound periodically. I always had this laugh throughout school. The boys found it unattractive. People found it embarrassing, transgressing from the pretty feminine persona I was expected to maintain. Somewhere trying to keep my hair in place and my demeanor tame, I lost that laugh in high school. First month of university as a first-time actor, I slip. I let out the neighing, the braying, the hiccup-like sound. I cover my face, hold my breath, but it escapes. Drapes like a hug from an old friend. Embarrassed, anticipating a mock, I turn red. Instead, the director says, keep it. And since then I did. As an Indian woman, I realized that women around me aren't even allowed to laugh freely. Something as natural as laughter is curbed, and theatre helped me reclaim my laughter. So I think
Wonderful. What a great
Sorry.
thought here. Very good.
So it helped me be me. And that is what kept me going from Delhi theatre, studying all around India as well before going for my MFA, going to study in London. And this burning passion to just feel like myself and to be able to embrace myself in all my imperfection. And that's what theatre gave me.
Okay. That means you had this particular inbuilt desire to excel in theatre or communication or the expression or your thought process through the medium of acting,
Right.
right? So let's come back to how did this particular dream, which was there inside you for a very, very long time, how did CalArts and RADA influence your insight, the desire that you have? How did they manage to polish that and bring out that best from you?
So RADA was short course.
Yeah.
And I think that was my first experience in a drama school abroad. So to be very honest, RADA, and it was Shakespeare, and I was studying to be able to give my auditions for my MFA because we have exams to get into MBA colleges. My exams were my auditions, and they had to be contemporary monologues, Shakespearean monologues, group auditions, all of that. So I think I was just a little lost in RADA, to be honest.
Okay.
I was just enamored by all that was happening around me, and oh my God, this technique, that technique, and it was just an experience. When I went to CalArts, I think that is when I really blossomed and I was nurtured as an artist. And it also took 3 years. I auditioned for a lot of schools. I had Yale, Juilliard, and NYU written on my wall for a year before I actually, manifest. And I was looking at that every day, like anyone would look at a Wharton or anything for an MBA. So it was like that for me. And CalArts happened unexpectedly, and that is where I felt the most comfortable. I performed my own self-written work, which I didn't do in other places. I was embraced for not just being boxed as an artist, but nurtured to be able to be the unique artist that I am, the unique person that I am. And, actors, they go beyond being confident, but they actually want to be seen. We're all like, look at me. But CalArts helped me come from that look at me to look at me gracefully. To be able to step into different roles and to really become, we do a lot of techniques. So I'll do something with you. There's one technique called Alexander technique. Because, people ask me, क्या आप 3 साल क्या पढ़ते हो acting में? But it's like ballet, right?
Yes.
Or it's like any other Hindustani class, you're a musician. तो आप कितने राग होते हैं, कितने forms होते हैं, ध्रुपद, ये, there's so much to learn and study. Same thing with acting. So many techniques, you have method acting, you have, so much. But let's say a body language technique which helps in communication. It's called Alexander technique. It is a movement dance technique also used by physiotherapists and doctors for alignment. So wherever you're sitting, Hemantji, just imagine, don't have to move anything. Imagine that there is a string pulling you up to the sky gently. And imagine that there are wings at the back, so your shoulder blades are expanding. And instantly you feel taller. So the idea of engaging your imagination with your body is what helped me become a good performer and a good communicator through CalArts. And also by being around fantastic artists, actors from all over the world. That was, I think, it gave me a lot of confidence and exposure.
Fantastic. That means you were very determined to go and learn acting, especially for theatre. You went through RADA and then you went through CalArts to basically brush up your skills and brush up what is inside you. It is so fabulous. Let's come back to your play where I was also fortunate to be present. The play in Serendipity called Jump. Am I right?
Yes.
Let's talk about
Did
Jump.
you watch it?
I watched it. I was there.
You were there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So you know about the play.
I know about the play, but let the audience also know about the play.
No. Because, okay, great.
It's basically participating in serendipity and, doing a play which is totally centric to you. And it was, I was just amazed. I said, what is this girl doing? Everybody was, mesmerized by her performance.
Very kind.
Let's talk to the audience about that.
Right. So I think this was one of the most challenging roles I have ever done. The story was what really got me into the project. Like, it was so unique. It's about a woman who is very successful, corporate, young, anything you'd look up to her, the character. You'd be like, wow, we want to be this person. And she goes on top of a rooftop in a city, and she is about to jump to, die by suicide. And an Uber driver saves her. And then the whole plays the night that follows between them. The fights that they have, or the colliding of worlds, or the coming together of two very different classes. And the idea of mental health, that was something that really drew me to working on this character. And to also, it was tough for me to do it with nuance. It's very easy to call someone pagal. Especially women have this label that, hysterical, ye pagal ho rahi hai. There's always this.
I'll never say that.
No, not you, but I'm saying like in society. So how do we be able to, because she has everything in life. You're like, she has everything. Why would she want to do this?
Yes.
Right? So, and also this person who is an Uber driver who doesn't have anything. And financially is struggling, but he's still, the Uber driver's father died by suicide because he was a farmer suicide. So the idea of mental health, how does it permeate classes, and just the coming together of two human beings. At the end of the day, in a big city, we're all lonely. And it spoke about human connection.
Yes.
So that was, I think, very, very interesting role for me to experience.
Let me just express myself. It was the overall audience were awed by your performance. They were standing ovation. Congratulations to you. It was a job very, very well done.
Thank you. Please come for all my plays.
I will do that. Now, let's talk about the play that you wrote and also performed, The Art of Being Beautyfool. How did you decide on this subject and things like that?
So there's an art gallery in Kolaba in Bombay called Apre Art House, and they do very interesting work. In fact, I was working with them recently. I was doing a workshop for performance artists. So they do very interesting creative work, and they had an exhibition going on called The Alternate Gaze, which was subverting the patriarchal gaze. So they wanted me to do a piece on it, like a solo act. And it was in the art gallery in itself. So it was site-specific. And the gallery in itself gave me a lot of ideas. So I decided to make it a bedroom of a girl.
Okay.
And it spoke about unrealistic standards of beauty and fighting your own demons in terms of how you perceive your own body. And I think me going through this, journey as a young woman, a girl, about accepting and then not accepting and then accepting your body again, So the idea of the pressure that people, I wouldn't even say women, people feel about outwardly appearance. And so it's a funny piece. I always like to say these things in a funny manner. So, the idea of beautyfool.
Beautyfool,
Yeah, I'm beautyfool. So there is one song and dance I do that I wrote in the middle of the play. That was the main piece, spoken word piece with music, and then the play was made around it.
Okay.
So I'll say 2 lines from there.
Please.
Ooh, I'm beautiful. Ooh, so graceful, delightful, wonderful, mindful, such a fool. So it goes from a journey of this girl who's trying to get ready for a date.
Okay.
And she is hating her body through it.
Oh.
And she's asking the audience, what should I wear? And has this clothing rack and she's throwing things. And the journey, emotional journey, journey of her going into this whole self-doubt and then just hiding, canceling, eating chocolate, all of that is happening, and then she comes to a place of self-acceptance. And in fact, I was going to call this play the radical act of self-acceptance.
Okay.
So a lot of it is very personal, and I think some of the best art is personal.
Yes.
And I think that it gave me that space to be able to actually give closure to a journey of, I would say, that little Vidushi experienced in the
Yes.
past.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all about communication. In the sense, let's talk about the effective communication. What does it mean to you on the stage and off the stage?
So on the stage, I feel, I don't know, have you ever experienced, I'll ask you, that you are looking at someone on stage and it feels like they're talking to you,
Yes.
right? Even though, and everyone in the audience feels, like especially musicians that you might have heard, especially if they're looking at the audience and talking, the idea that you are being affected personally by them, and you are being able to have an emotional response to them.
Yes.
So for me, effective communication on stage is that I'm able to have some emotional impact on the audience. Even if they don't like me, that is still an impact I'm having on them,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And off stage, I would say that, one of my colleagues says effective communication is to be understood, to understand and to be understood. And I think it's that simple. And I do believe in the power of the voice. So I practice Buddhism, and there is our mentor there who's a world peace leader, Daisaku Ikeda. He says that, the voice is alive. That's what gives it the power to move and stir others.
Yes.
So your voice can have an impact on someone's life. It is like, for example, this podcast. Your voice, Hemanji, is being utilized to inspire another person. So that, I think, is effective communication.
Yes. You know how long time ago, I'm talking about 10, 12 years ago, uh, I just started a new hobby, that is doing something which is extremely difficult. So I had no idea about music. I couldn't even spell music. I had never sang. And being from the, very disciplined environment, it was always outdoor and sports and things like that. So I wanted to do something different. So I adopted music as a hobby. I started learning Indian classical music, which is the toughest thing to do. Somebody asked me, why are you doing this? This is so tough. Why didn't you just pick up a filmy song and sing? I says, no, I want to understand. So the reason why I got this, I told him, is when I read a book or see a play or see a movie, it is on the people who are communicating with my mind, the be it director, be it actor, be it, the entire production team. They want me to cry, I will cry. They want me to laugh, I'll laugh. And if I'm reading a book again, I have to go through the same emotions. We are communicating, right? I said, doing music or listening to music connects me with my soul. That was my journey with the music. That's how, when I asked you communication, effective communication, this is exactly what it did to me, or still continue to do to me.
Lovely. And you sing beautifully.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. Many think communication is just about speaking well, but listening and empathy are equally powerful. As an actor, as a coach, how do you teach this subtle art?
So, I think it's the toughest part about acting is reacting. Because you can learn your dialogues and you can speak, but when you have to respond to someone non-verbally, like we are doing right now naturally, and you have to recreate that, suddenly we become very awkward.
Yeah.
Right? Suddenly we don't know what to do with our hands. One of the things that actors, or like, so I work with actors, I work with non-actors, I work with MBA students. There's so much the theater-based pedagogy that I use for humans, right? For corporates. And the idea of body language is so important. So there is something that I teach in my training programs called Abraham Mehrabian's communication model.
Okay.
So,
Can you explain that?
yeah. So, in the truest sense of that, it sometimes is misunderstood. But it's not talking about communication in general. It's talking about the model is talking about communication of feelings and emotions, right? So, in a communication which is about your feelings, words only contribute 7%, voice 38%, and body language 55%. So, if I'm saying to you that I'm really happy I'm here today. I'm so excited to be here.
So 100% performance.
I'm not being authentic.
No, yes.
Right? Even if I say nothing and I just say thank you, my body is conveying everything I need to say.
True.
Right? So the idea of non-verbal communication, listening, responding, it makes so much of how you're communicating your feelings. Now we take it a step further and we say, let's utilize this idea for all our communications. So I'm not saying give 7% emphasis to words and just speak gibberish. But if you focus more on the voice and the body, your tone, your stance, your gestures,
Your expressions.
how you're moving your hands, what are you do? How is your body closed? Is it open? Are your shoulders drooped? Okay. So tell me, Hemanji, if I walked into this room and you didn't know me, how many seconds would it take for you to make an impression of me?
What? 30 seconds?
30 seconds? You being very kind, I would say maybe 5 seconds or 10 seconds, right? Without me even saying a word. I would have already communicated a lot with you.
Yes. The way you shake hands, the way you smile, the way you interact, the way your persona and basically your aura. You see, there are very few people who can feel the aura, not see the aura. And I'm one of the one of the fortunate guys where I can feel the aura of a person or feel the aura of an environment.
Right. So, coming back to your question, how do I teach it? Just becoming aware. We do a lot of, for actors, it's completely different because you have to change your persona. So I use a technique, I use something that I learned at CalArts that I teach at the National School of Drama and Drama School Mumbai to actors, which is archetypes. I work with the idea of archetypes. Archetypes are the opposite of stereotypes. So, for example, if I say who is the villain in your life, or who is the hero, or who's the fool, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So, I don't want to go too much into that, but that's a very nice access point to enter character and body language. For other trainings that I do, which is all for MBA students or for other universities, for corporates, they talk about corporate body language.
Yes.
And so it is very and non-verbal of their own persona. So not stepping into another persona. But so these are the tools that I use usually.
Excellent. Excellent. Do you think acting and spoken word art can help people become better communicators in real life, say in leadership, education, and social service?
Of course. I think having dialogues is so important, not even going beyond the performative aspect of things. A lot of things can be solved through dialogue. A lot of words can be avoided through effective communication. Yes. Right? People can be stirred and moved in the right direction. And we often see that, what you want to say doesn't matter as much as we discuss how you say it. And it can really stir people this way or the other. So it is a very delicate space to be in, that, you're utilizing your voice in the right way to serve humanity, to help humanity. So I think the power of voice, the power of dialogue again is something that can help shape the world in a sense. I don't know if I answered your question. I think I
You did.
digressed a
You
little
did.
bit.
You were influenced by your mom and dad who have been Rotarians for a long, long time, and you've been associated with Rotary even before you were born. So let's touch a Rotary angle to this. Rotary believes in communication that inspires people to give it back to the society. Have you seen any art or any form of art being used to inspire social change, perhaps in your own projects or in your own performance?
Right. So I think firstly with
There are
Rotary.
two subjects, you can answer it aram se.
Right, right. So for Rotary, it's such an important part of my life. So even though I'm not a Rotarian, I think at heart I am a true Rotarian.
You are a true Rotarian, yes.
I saw my parents really invest their heart more than time, more than anything else. I think investing your heart, which you also are doing right now, it makes me understand now in my life that there is a larger purpose, that is to help. The true identity of a Rotarian is the need to serve, right?
Yes.
Service above self. And in terms of art, every donation drive, every sort of fundraising has some element of art in it, whether it's a play that
Yes.
has been called a musician. Art is so beautifully utilized. Recently, I know that, and celebrated in Rotary, I know recently there was some exhibition of Rotarians' art.
Yes.
And also, I mean, I would say fancy dress competitions and fancy dress parties are also art. Because
Absolutely.
they are styling, there's the art of makeup, and so much creativity.
Absolutely.
And the beauty is that all of this is being used for the amazing causes that Rotary is working towards, right? When I got to know that a few years ago, I got to know actually that Rotary has opened the first pediatric
Dialysis center.
dialysis center. I can't even fathom having that vision, number one, and then making it into a reality.
And for 13 years, we've been running that very, very successfully.
Right. So that's really commendable, really, and very inspiring. So Rotary supporting those artists, and in that process also being able to fundraise. That and also I want to thank everyone. A lot of Rotarians supported my fundraising drive for my film, which I'm going to talk about next, in a project that I felt had a social impact, or I hope it did. So thank you so much for supporting my film Neckline. And I don't think I've had a chance to really thank all of you in person or individually, but it means a lot to me. And that is my next point, Imanji.
Please go ahead.
So I decided to make a film called Neckline. It's a 5-minute film. It's very experimental, and it had no commercial vision. In fact, right now also I need to put it out there somewhere. It's a festival film. And I made it in 2020, right before the pandemic hit. And it was a college project. It was something that I really wanted to say. It's a story of 5 different women from different parts of the world.
I think I've seen that.
And it's very, very eccentric, eclectic, whatever. But I just had the desire to make it. The first version of it was deleted by mistake by the editor. All the footage was lost. It took me 2 years to make this again.
Oh my God.
So I made it better. I fundraised. You all generously donated, supported, and I got the best crew from Hollywood. I had a team of 35 women, and I'd never made a film because I'm an actor. So I learned a lot in that process. A lot of beautiful women, I think from 10 different countries, came and supported the film. And we won a lot of awards. In fact, I think one of the biggest achievement of my life so far is that, in LA, there is the Hollywood Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
It's the dirtiest street, but it has the Walk of Fame, and it has all
I've been there, yeah.
Right. So it has the Chinese theater there, which is where the Oscars happen.
Yeah.
So, a few years ago, I was walking up those stairs to attend a film festival, and I told my friend that, oh my God, can you take a video? I'm walking the Oscar steps. And he said, your film will be there one day. And then very soon, this film, Neckline, it opened there at a film festival. I was walking up for my film screening. We won that festival.
Fantastic.
I was walking down with an award down those steps, not the Oscar, but so it was a beautiful experience. And I feel like the heart was to tell stories of women breaking free. And that is one of my babies, I would call it, as my project that is for social cause.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, speaking about Rotarians, would you like to also give advice to Rotarians, teachers, and all the change makers on using creativity and storytelling to connect with people?
Okay. So, I have a love-hate relationship with my favorite poet called Charles Bukowski. Problematic man and stunning poet. So, he has this poem called Bluebird. I don't know if you've heard it. In the first few lines of the poem are, there's a bluebird in my heart that wants to get out, but I'm too tough for him. I think that's the line. I won't let anyone see it.
Okay.
So everyone has a bluebird in their heart, right? And we are always trying to shush that little bluebird. So what I've learned and learning is to let the bluebird out. Occasionally, sometimes, to go for a little spin. And maybe you can't have the bluebird out in all times in your life, but the bluebird should have the experience of feeling freedom.
Feeling free, yeah.
And I think one of the ways to let the bluebird out is creativity, and is any form of art. But I see so many amazing Rotarians do that. Whether it's the Rotarians do a play together, or there's some video shoot, or some music, art, painting, the bluebird is being let out.
Yes.
And that is the only advice I would have, is that let your bluebird free. A lot of, and even if you feel like you're not creative, the bluebird will guide you. Because we all have something to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talking about your bluebird, right? There is so much of clutter and noise in the social media. How do you keep your bluebird authentic and real?
Someone had actually told me this, that good artists borrow and great artists steal.
Okay.
I do let it affect me. I let it affect me the way it does, whether I hate it or I love it, or I doom scroll, or I watch cringe content of like bad acting. I don't judge myself anymore, because it is going to affect me.
Yes.
And my choices have changed. And I used to feel like, I could never like this, or I love this. Now I don't. So what I'm letting happen is, so again, Bukowski, quoting Bukowski, he says, invent yourself and then reinvent yourself. So I am reinventing myself and the identity I used to so hold on to. I'm never going to do this. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm not like this. I'm letting it be more fluid. So to authenticity and any art is to be affected by whatever is happening, and to be able to reinvent yourself in those changing circumstances. For example, if someone is not using AI today, and saying, no, I will not use ChatGPT, because great, I wish I could be that way, because ChatGPT and AI takes a lot of resources also. It's very bad for the environment, but we have to let it affect us. Otherwise, we will not be able to create the art or be successful or in tune with things today. Like, for example, using AI for, making music, or using AI for acting. I mean, even though actors, in LA also, are protesting so much about it. Tilly Norwood is an AI actress, and she's already landed big deals, So she's bigger competition to me than anyone right now. So how do you navigate through that? So I let it affect me, and then create art from whatever that does to me emotionally.
So, in other words, one can safely say that the fear, doubt, and worry is out from your system. It is basically the enjoying the power of now.
Yes.
Based on what you learned yesterday or based on what you dreamt about day after tomorrow, you are utilizing that now to enjoy yourself, enjoy the moment so that the best comes out from you.
That's the goal. I don't know if I've reached there yet, but that's the goal, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Vidushi, let's talk about your latest project, Sonderful.
Okay, great. So, sonderful, sonder is a word. It actually exists in the English language, and I didn't know about it since, I just got to know about it a few years ago. And I really connected to it. It means the profound realization that everyone has a unique, complex life like you. So, having that realization that that person who I don't know across the street has their dreams, their hopes, their aspirations, their family, their problems, their hobbies, just having a whole universe inside them like you do. So it evokes empathy and a deep sense of empathy and full of wonderful. So the idea is joy and empathy, which I would like to make the foundation of my life. That's also another goal of mine. And using the power of theatre, because theatre gave me a lot of joy and it also evoked a lot of empathy, especially if you're stepping into a character's shoes and you're working in an ensemble. You have to really be connected to your own feelings to be able to portray someone else.
Yes.
And even if you're playing a murderer, to have empathy for that murderer also. Murderer will also have a mother that she loves, They will also have the capacity to love. And this venture is an attempt to bring that in different fields. And how can you utilize it successfully, the power of theatre to impact lives, whether someone is sitting for a job placement with McKinsey or someone is trying to create better art. So I do these programs, theatre-based transformative journeys for, even did one for my family firm. So someone told me, अगर आप auditors को theatre करा सकते हो तो आप कुछ भी करा सकते हो. And it helped.
Wow.
To build confidence, to build presence.
Yes.
So Sonderful is that idea that I am working on right now.
Sonderful. Okay. Lovely. Would you like to give a message to the audience or to the Rotarians who are watching this show?
Firstly, I would like to give a message of gratitude. That for the last, my entire life, Rotary has supported me and just been family. So thank you for that. And I don't think I've ever thanked you when we meet socially. But this is my heartfelt, gratitude, expression of gratitude to you today, all of you. Each one of you have had some impact on my life. The message is that I am more and more inclined to learn from you rather than actually, I don't have anything to say, but I am excited to know more about all of you, to have interesting, deeper conversations, and to learn and grow together with Rotary Club. So thank you so much. And thank you so much, Hemant ji, for this opportunity today for me to become closer to an organization that serves humanity.
Thank you so much, Vidushi, for reminding us that the communication is not about words alone. It is about connection. She spoke about the connection with Rotarians had with you since your childhood. Fabulous. Whether we speak or we write or we paint or we serve, our goal is to touch the hearts. Friends, if you like this video, please do like and share and subscribe. And if you have a story to tell, please do get in touch with us and it'll be an honor and a pleasure to call you on our show. Thank you so much and Jai Hind.